Have you ever walked by a quiet river and heard a loud, rattling call from above? If you look up, you might see a flash of blue and white darting through the air. That incredible bird is the belted kingfisher. These birds are not just beautiful, they are master builders with a very unusual secret. They build their homes in a way that is truly unique in the animal kingdom, using materials that might surprise you. They are expert architects, crafting their nests not from twigs and leaves but from the leftovers of their meals. It is a wild and fascinating story about survival and ingenuity, showing us just how clever nature can be when it comes to raising a family and thriving in the wild. The belted kingfisher is easy to spot if you know what to look for. It has a large head with a shaggy blue-gray crest that gives it a punk rock look. Its body is a striking slate blue, with a bright white collar around its neck. The belt in its name comes from a broad blue-gray band across its chest. Female kingfishers are even more colorful. They have an extra rusty red or cinnamon-colored band across their belly. This makes them one of the few bird species where the female is more decorated than the male. Their beak is long, thick, and sharp like a dagger, a perfect tool for their lifestyle. You will not find these birds in a dense forest or a grassy field. Their entire world revolves around water. Belted kingfishers are true water lovers, making their homes along the edges of clear rivers, quiet streams, peaceful lakes, and even coastal estuaries. They need clean, unpolluted water because that is where their food lives. They perch on branches that hang over the water, or on power lines and rocks, giving them a perfect vantage point. From these high perches, they scan the water below with intense focus, waiting for the perfect moment to act. Their presence is a great sign that the waterway is healthy and full of life. The sound of a belted kingfisher is just as distinctive as its appearance. You will often hear one long before you see it. They let out a loud, mechanical, and rattling call that echoes across the water. It is not a melodic song like a robin's, but a bold announcement of their presence. This call is used to defend their territory from other kingfishers and to communicate with their mates. Hearing that wild rattle is like hearing the voice of the river itself. It is a reminder of the untamed spirit of the wilderness, even in a park or backyard stream. This sound is a key part of the riverside ecosystem's soundtrack. The belted kingfisher is a master hunter, and its technique is a spectacle of precision and power. From its high perch, the bird watches the water below with incredible patience. Its sharp eyes can see through the water's surface, spotting the slightest movement of a fish. When it locks onto its prey, the kingfisher leans forward, and then it is all action. It plunges headfirst from its branch, a streamlined blur of blue and white. It folds its wings back and dives straight down, sometimes from as high as 50 feet. This dive is not a guess, it is a calculated strike aimed at a specific target. As the kingfisher hits the water, it enters with a splash that seems almost explosive. Its strong, dagger-like beak is the first thing to pierce the surface. The bird can adjust its path mid-dive to account for the way light bends in water, a phenomenon called refraction. This is an amazing skill that most predators would struggle with. It grabs its prey, usually a small fish, with its powerful beak. Sometimes it will also hunt for other aquatic creatures like crayfish, frogs, or even large insects. The hunt is over in a matter of seconds, a testament to the bird's incredible speed and accuracy. Once it has caught its meal, the kingfisher flies back to its favorite perch. But the work is not done yet. The fish is often still wiggling and alive. To handle this, the kingfisher does something quite remarkable. It will firmly smack the fish against the branch several times. This stuns or kills the prey, making it easier to swallow. It also helps to break down any sharp spines on the fish that could hurt the bird's throat. After preparing its meal, the kingfisher will toss the fish into the air and swallow it head first, so the fins and scales do not get stuck on the way down. This hunting method is what makes the kingfisher so special. It is a perfect example of adaptation. Everything about the bird, from its sharp eyesight and strong beak to its powerful dive, has evolved for this specific way of life. The kingfisher plays an important role in the food web, helping to control the populations of small fish in the river. It is a top predator in its small world, a feathered fisherman that has perfected its craft over thousands of years. Watching a kingfisher hunt is like watching a world-class athlete in action. Every move is filled with purpose and skill. When it is time to raise a family, the belted kingfisher does not build a nest in a tree like many other birds. Instead, it becomes a bone architect and an excavator. The male and female work together to dig a long tunnel into the side of a steep sandy riverbank or a dirt cliff. Using their strong beaks to loosen the soil and their small feet to kick it out, they carve a burrow that can be anywhere from 3 to 7 feet long. This tunnel slopes slightly upward from the entrance. This clever design helps to keep rainwater from flooding the nest and provides a safe, hidden place away from predators. At the very end of this long, dark tunnel, the kingfishers hollow out a small chamber. This is where the magic and the mystery of their nest begins. Unlike robins that use mud and grass, or eagles that use large sticks, kingfishers do not bring in traditional nesting materials from the outside. The floor of their nesting chamber starts as bare earth. But as the parents hunt and bring food back to the burrow, a unique transformation takes place. They have a fascinating way of dealing with the parts of the fish they cannot digest, and this is the secret to their nest's construction. Kingfishers, like owls and hawks, regurgitate pellets. These pellets are small, compacted bundles of indigestible material. For the kingfisher, this means fish bones, scales, and crayfish shells. Instead of discarding these pellets outside the nest, they are coughed up right inside the nesting chamber. Over time, as the parents and then the chicks regurgitate pellet after pellet, these bones and scales accumulate. They are crushed down by the birds moving around, forming a soft, dry, and surprisingly clean lining at the bottom of the nest. The nest becomes a cradle made entirely of bones. This bone-lined nest is an incredible adaptation. The layer of bones serves several important purposes. First, it helps to absorb moisture from the droppings of the chicks, keeping the nest cleaner and drier. Second, the bony material provides insulation, helping to keep the eggs and young birds warm in the cool, damp earth. It is a fantastic example of recycling in nature, where waste material is repurposed into something essential for survival. The kingfisher does not just build a home, it creates a custom-built nursery perfectly suited to its environment, using the very remains of the food that sustains its family. The belted kingfisher is more than just a cool bird with a unique nest. It is what we call an indicator species. This means the health of the kingfisher population tells us a lot about the health of the river or lake where it lives. Because kingfishers need clear, clean water to see and hunt their prey, their presence is a strong sign that the aquatic ecosystem is in good shape. If the water becomes polluted or cloudy from soil runoff, the kingfishers cannot hunt effectively. If they disappear from an area, it is a warning that something is wrong with the water quality, which affects all life in and around it. These birds are vital guardians of their watery homes, and we have a responsibility to protect them. One of the biggest threats they face is habitat loss. As humans develop land along rivers and lakes, the steep sandy banks that kingfishers need for nesting are often removed or stabilized with concrete. Pollution from farms, factories, and cities can also poison the water, killing the fish they depend on. We can help by supporting efforts to keep our rivers and streams clean. Planting native trees and shrubs along riverbanks helps prevent erosion and creates stable, natural banks perfect for kingfisher burrows. There are simple things everyone can do to be a friend to the kingfisher. Reducing the use of pesticides and fertilizers in our gardens helps keep harmful chemicals from washing into our waterways. Participating in local river cleanup events can make a direct and immediate difference. By protecting their habitat, we are not just helping the kingfishers, we are ensuring that our rivers and lakes remain healthy for fish, other wildlife, and for people to enjoy. Every small action contributes to a larger effort to preserve these beautiful natural spaces for generations to come. Here is a fun fact to end on. A young kingfisher's first flight is often a dive. When the chicks are ready to leave the nest, they do not just fly out. They often plunge directly into the water for their first fishing lesson. It is a sink or swim moment that perfectly captures their bold spirit. The future of the belted kingfisher is in our hands. By being mindful of our impact on the environment and working to protect our precious waterways, we can ensure that the rattle of the kingfisher and the flash of its blue wings will continue to grace our riversides for many years to come. What a world!